So maybe I've given myself a moratorium on sourcing new inventory for my eBay shop because I've just been sort of overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that I have here, and it is slowly winnowing away. I am going through these things, but this morning I got up early. I had to get some gas for the lawnmower, so I went out to the gas station. I also grabbed some ice. Our ice machine's not working in our freezer, so I grabbed some ice. And as I was doing these chores, I drove past a few yard sale signs, so I did stop at a few. I didn't get much, really, basically nothing. I'll show you what I picked up today, which is really just this one item. It's a smoke gun for cooking. You want to get a smoky flavor on your ribs or whatever. You use something like this. It has been opened here. Unfortunately, it's open, but it's never been used. When I opened it up, everything inside there is still sealed, and it's perfectly brand new. It comes with this little. It came with this little extra package of wood chips. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different varieties: hickory, mesquite, applewood, and cherry wood. This one comes with some chips too inside there. Anyway, I paid $5 for this at that garage sale. It seems like the ones that are brand new are selling for like 75 to 100, and then ones that are used are selling for like 45 to 50. So I'm gonna go right in the middle and try like 60 or $65 and see if somebody will buy that. It was a difficult day just finding these 3 sales that I went to, because people around here just do not know how to do garage sale signs. So one of them, this guy is just using sheets of plain corrugated cardboard, this brown stuff, and has like so much stuff listed on it. Every item that he has for sale, he's got listed, and he probably had, I probably saw 50 or 60 signs for this guy's sale on every street in the neighborhood, which when you can't read it, you're driving by and there's 1,000 words on this sign, you can't read it. So I just need an arrow that points me to your house. That's it. So there's signs on every corner in this neighborhood. I finally figure out what street it is, and I'm driving down this street and drive right past the house where he has his sale, because he has signs everywhere except in his own front yard. So it does not make any sense. Anyway, no prices on anything. So I only saw one item that I potentially wanted. It was a vintage, like a humidifier, a glass body humidifier. I think it's probably from the 60s. I don't remember the brand on it, but I looked it up and it was like maybe $40. Maybe it was worth $40. So I was thinking, how much does he want for this? If he says anything more than 5, I'm going to turn it down, and maybe even 5 I will turn down. And so I asked him how much you want for that, and he says $35, and I just like a little laugh escaped my mouth, and I was just like, oh, okay, all right, and then I left. So nothing there. Then I found some other. I went to another sale. I'm seeing they do have signs at the end of their, just with arrows pointing, but the arrows, they have one at each end of the street that they live on the block, both of them pointing the wrong direction. So I'm driving all around looking for this sale before I just thought, maybe I should check to see if they didn't point the arrows in the wrong direction. And of course they did. So it feels like this stuff isn't that complicated, but people around here just cannot figure these signs out. So I went to those 2 sales, and then I was like, that's enough. I got this smoker at one of those sales, and then nothing at the other. I was like, okay, I'm going to go home. And then on my way home, I passed another sign that said, everything must go, price to sell. So I stopped there, and they had, nothing had prices on it again, which I'm of 2 minds about that. Sometimes I like that they don't have prices. Sometimes I don't like it. I don't like to be put into a position where I'm going to ask, how much do you want for this? And it's too expensive, and I feel like a cheapskate because I'm not buying it. You feel like you've done something wrong because you've overpriced your stuff. It's like just putting us both in an awkward situation. So I found a little camera there, like an Instax mini Fujifilm instant camera. I don't think they're worth that much. I sold some of those brand new for like $20. This one was in a little bit of rough condition. I thought if I can get it for $1, maybe I can sell it for 10 or 12. So I walked around holding that, and I finally realized I wasn't going to buy anything else. And so I asked about this camera. How much do you want for this? And she says $35. And then is the same thing. A little laugh escaped me, and I just set it down and walked away. I was like, but I don't know, $35. I think that camera brand new is probably $35. Anyway, I did spend the day going over some things I got from yard sales a few weeks ago, trying to get some of this stuff listed. And I went to, it was like a community-wide yard sale. Everybody was having sales. And I went to this one sale. It was kind of hard to get to. The sign was pointing down an alley, and then you had to walk into the yard, and it was a little bit difficult to figure out. But I did go there. I saw a stack of t-shirts I was looking at, and there were several Harley-Davidson ones in there, and a lot of them from Sturgis, and they were dated. Some of them as like early as 2003, I think. So I asked her how much she wanted for those, and then she gave me some price. I can't remember exactly. And then I was like, well, I'll take all of these. I'll take everything you have, you know, that says Harley-Davidson on it. And she said, well, I have some more inside I can go and get. I was like, okay, great. So she came out with some more shirts. The first ones were like ladies' shirts, most of them like sort of tank tops with, you know, lace on the side or well, do I have one here? I'm going to show you these here in a second, so I might as well see if I have one. Yeah, so look at this one. Let me see if I can figure out how to show it to you. So, sorry. So a little kind of a tank top. It's got Harley-Davidson main logo. I think what happens is Harley makes these, like somebody makes these official Harley shirts, and then they send them out to dealerships or something, and then the dealer adds more to it. So this one has a little extra print down at the bottom that says Boswell's Music City, Harley-Davidson, Nashville, Tennessee. So it looks like they were traveling all over the country, going to different motorcycle rallies and stuff. So look at the back of this. It has this, I don't even know how they would do this. It's like torn and then braided together. It's pretty cool, but I don't know how you would do it. Anyway, these are the ones that I went through today. So that one we just saw. Here's one. This is not explicitly a Harley shirt, but it's Iron Horse Saloon. This is in Florida somewhere. Ormond Beach, Florida. It seems like this place is connected to motorcycle rally somehow. So it says it's got a 2003 logo or copyright date on there. And here's another one. These are men's tank tops, some of these. This one says TNT Harley-Davidson Genuine Motorcycles, Quincy, Illinois. That's on the back. So that's what I was talking about, where it has like a Harley logo on the front, and then on the back has the logo of the TNT Harley, you know, the dealership that would be in Quincy. Here's another one, says American Dream, the tank top. This guy liked tank tops. This one's got quite a lot of staining. I just started some laundry. I'm gonna go throw this one in. Okay, it was actually done already. That load I put in there was already finished. But you can see, I think you can probably see the staining under the underarms. And this is the same thing where it has something from Farmington, New Mexico, Four Corners, Harley-Davidson on the back. So here's another one from Four Corners. This was a yellow one, pretty cool. It's got the eagle and the flames on the front. Here's another women's one. This one's brand new, and it's got all these rhinestones on it. So this is just Sturgis, South Dakota. It says Motorcycle Rally 2019, 79th anniversary. So this is not an official Harley thing, but still nice. Somebody will like this, and it still has the tags on it, so that's a good one. I think each of these is probably like $20 to $24. I also got this vintagey. It's like a golf shirt, a polo shirt, but it's got the Chicago Police logo on it. I think I'd be okay with this one because it's not like an actual uniform or anything. And then this other one I got ready tonight. This is just a generic Miller Genuine Draft. I think this one's only worth like $12 to $15. Anyway, I asked her about these shirts. You know, how much would you want for these? And I think she told me $2 a piece, maybe. She said the new ones are $3. I can't remember for sure, but she went inside and brought these men's ones out. And then when she came back, I could tell that she was upset. You know, she was starting to get kind of teary-eyed. And she said that her fiance had just passed away like 6 months ago, and basically they were riding motorcycles together all over the country. All these men's ones were his shirts, and she was trying to clear out stuff from the house. They were having the sale because she was moving. So she told me he was involved with I'm trying to remember if it was Kiwanis. I think it was Kiwanis Club. And she was going to donate all of the sale from all of his stuff to the Kiwanis. So we were looking at these shirts, counting up, how much they were. I thought it was going to be about $27, and I said, I'll just give you 40. Well, let's just call it 40. And she was like, no, let's count them. So she counted them up. I think it turned out to be 28 or 29. So I was a little bit off when I thought it was 27. But I just still said, I'm going to give you $40. And then she was telling me about this Kiwanis Club. So let me give you even more money. So I gave her 50 total for all of these. It turned out I got 21 items from her. So that's like, still, it's only like $2.38 or something on average. So it was sad, she was upset. She was starting to get, like, she never outright cried, but she seemed like she was on the verge of crying the whole time I was there. So I hope that, I didn't do much for her, give her a couple extra dollars, but I hope that was something good. I don't know. Anyway, I've got these all ready to list. I just have to take photos and get them posted on eBay. So I was supposed to be doing that today. I ended up doing very little eBay work today, even though I had given myself the task yesterday. I told myself I'm going to spend the entire day working, but I didn't. I went out to those few sales. I came home, I did a little work in the yard, and I came in the house and decided to take a nap. I set an alarm for 40 minutes. I'm not really a napper typically, but lately I have been. I set an alarm, a timer, 40 minutes, wake me up in 40 minutes. When that went off, I just went back to sleep again. I slept for like 2 hours. Then my wife, Jessica, came home. We went out for dinner, came back home and watched a movie. So I've done very little work today. It's already, what time is it? It's already 11, which is pretty late for me to be down here working, but I do have 4 orders today. They don't add up to a huge amount of money, but I do want to get them shipped out. I really don't have to do it until Monday, but I'm going to go ahead and get them shipped out tomorrow. So I'm going to pack them up tonight, right now, and then rather than do a porch pickup with my carrier, I'm going to just take them into the office and say hello to the ladies that work there and see how they're doing. So let's get to work. Let's get these 4 items packed as quickly as we can, because it is 11. I'm going to want to go to bed pretty quickly, so hang on for 1 second. All right, we're back and we're ready to pack. So before we do it, though, let's get Thursday's orders on the board, the tally board here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 sales yesterday. I ended the video last night with 5 sales, but then another order came in, and my total profit for the day went from $82.77 all the way up to $121.75. So we're still short of the $170 a day that we need to get, but 121 is a lot closer than 87. So I sold a messenger bag, a nice old diesel denim messenger bag. I think I sold it for like 45. What did I sell for? $48.99. I probably could have gotten more for it, but it had it had a little flaw in one of the zippers, the broken zipper pull. So I only had that for like a week and a half, maybe less than that listed, and it sold pretty quickly at that $48. So I probably could have held off and got a little bit more, but it was broken. So get the $50 and move on. That was a good price for me. I only paid $4 for it at a small thrift store here. Okay, right here I have a brown bag cookie. This is like a mold press. What is going on? This is like a press for pushing cookies into. I think most people probably just use them for decorations. It obviously has a hole in it to hang it. So unfortunately, somebody wrote on it. I got this at a garage sale, but they had a lot of stuff there that was from the Goodwill and the Salvation Army. So I think they probably bought this at the Salvation Army. They do a lot of writing on things there. Usually they use some kind of a grease pencil or something. You can take it off, but this is a permanent marker. So I paid $1 for it at a garage sale. I sold it for 18 bucks. Good enough. You know, this isn't a big ticket item, but $18. That's 18 times what I paid for it, so pretty good. I'm gonna put it in this box, and it is relatively fragile. It's made out of stoneware or something, so probably not the best box that I could use. In fact, the more I'm thinking about it, the less likely I am to use this box. It's only $17, but you know, there's no sense in letting something get broken just because it was cheap. Let's see. This one is too small. This one's also too small. I just had one in my hands. Here's my pile. This is supposed to be something else I was working on today. I should have been cleaning these boxes up and getting them out of here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and use this box. This is a little bit of an overkill, but that thing definitely is fragile. I'm even gonna put some bubble wrap on it for good measure. If that Sharpie hadn't been on there, I probably could have gotten $25 for this. Hopefully somebody will use it for making cookies and not just hanging it on the wall. Or maybe somebody knows a way to get that Sharpie off of that stoneware. I wasn't gonna spend a lot of time trying to scrub it and get it off. I think, you know, there's ways to get Sharpie off just about anything, but stoneware is porous, so I don't know. Okay. Probably gonna run through this roll tonight and have to switch to the other one here. Yep, there it is. So I'm trying to figure out a good use for these plastic tube ends. I'm just throwing them in this sink right now. I don't know. I should come up with a use for them. I hear Pineapple barking upstairs. I think he probably wants to get down here. So I'm gonna go let him in. Okay, he wanted to come down here, so here he is, laying in his little bed. Let's give him a little pet. Hey, buddy, you're a good boy. So we'll try to be nice and calm, keep him calm. He's been okay today. We haven't had any issues with storms or fireworks or anything, so I don't know if we're gonna be past that season or not, but I hope we are. Okay, let's get this roll of paper open. Don't worry. Okay, he didn't like that. He actually, most of the time, he's not that anxious or acting like he's scared of everything. Most of the time, he's just a normal, happy dog. So it's just this time of year. It's too intense. Okay, this box is too big for this small, cheap thing, but whatever. I used the resizing tool to put a little score here to make this a little shorter, so I don't have to waste so much paper, but I'm only saving about an inch of this box. Come on. This box actually is kind of heavy. I think I made a mistake picking this one. Okay, and then my other problem is this computer. I do not know what's wrong with it. I've had this thing for years and it's never really been working right. And I brought it down here because I only need to use it for basically one thing. I just need to be able to browse the internet just deep enough to get to the eBay webpage. That's about it. Occasionally, well, it also has to be able to do Google Drive. That's where I have my spreadsheets, and it has to be able to go to the USPS website, and that's it. But it will not stay on. Like I turn it on. I think it's probably a fan, but it's been having this problem for years, and just recently it's happening like 10 times a day. It'll just turn itself off. In that case, it just went to sleep. It wasn't that big of a deal, but sometimes it's really annoying. I'll go to that page where you buy the bulk shipping labels on eBay, and I'll put in 4 or 5 packages, put in all the information, get ready to go on to the next one, and then the computer crashes and just shuts down. So I come back and I have to put all that information in again. It's very annoying. Yesterday I happened upon a website that shows deals, the Slick Deals website, and there was a computer on the front page that was $300. Typically when I look at that site, people are leaving comments saying, this computer is no good, don't waste your time on it, it's got a bad whatever CPU or something. I'm not a computer expert, I don't know that stuff, but I read those comments and then it turns me away, turns me off of buying this cheaper computer. But this one, all the comments said, this computer has no business being as good as it is for this price. So I decided to just bite the bullet, spend $300 and get a new computer for this for this business. I'll use it only down here for buying labels. So it doesn't need to be good, but it's gonna be okay, I guess. All right, in here is a cookie press. It weighs 1 pound, 9 ounces. And this box is gonna be 12 by 10 by 6. And it's going to, oh, Susan. Okay, Susan, thank you so much for all your support, Susan. There we go. Okay, I'll use this box for these books. These are primarily Robert Heinlein paperbacks. They're older ones, obviously. Look at those covers, you know, they look old. I'm not sure what year. This is probably 1958, so pretty old. Yeah, these are from the 50s. And then this one is like a compilation of a bunch of books, or a bunch of short stories, including Heinlein. So I put these together in a lot. This lot came from Unique. Is it gonna fit in this box? It is not. Okay, I thought I was gonna use this box for that, but no. Yeah, I got these from Unique. I paid, I think, $11 for these 8 books, which is, you know, kind of high for this sort of a thing. Yeah, I paid $18 for these in January, so that's more than I remembered, more than I would have guessed. I thought 11 was high. Anyway, paid 18 bucks for them. I sold it for $45.59 today. This is an item that was on sale. I have a bunch of stuff on sale for 20% off right now. Oh, I can't get my stretch wrap started. Okay, what a waste of time. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna stretch these together just for fun, really, and put them in this box. Okay, this box has been through the ringer. Probably shouldn't use it, but I'm going to. Once you start with a new roll of paper, it's pretty tough to spin it to get the paper off, so you have to spin the paper. But I got used to the smaller roll over the last few weeks. So this order just came in 10 minutes ago, or just before I came down here. I was expecting this was going to be a miserable day with just 3 sales, but got a 4th one, and it's still not that exciting of a day, value-wise. Okay, good enough. This, I forgot what this is. Heinlein, I'm just going to write books. This weighs 2 pounds, 3 ounces. 2 pounds, 3 ounces. This box is 9 by 7 by 7, probably, 977. And is going to, where is that? Springfield, not too far. All right, what's next? I'm gonna go ahead and do this bowl. This is a Pyrex bowl. It has this mottled appearance on it, like it's like pink, but it has these white splotches. And I thought, I mean, it feels factory in some locations. I thought maybe this is some kind of a finish that I've never heard of. Some Pyrex pink speckled appearance. So I bought it. I don't know what I paid for it. Let's see, $3 I paid for it. But when I got it home, I started researching that speckled pattern, hoping I could find some flamingo pink pattern that I didn't know about. But it probably just been mishandled. Maybe it was through the dishwasher. I mean, you've all probably seen Pyrex that's been through the dishwasher, and it usually looks like milky white, like chalky sort of. And this doesn't have that appearance, so I'm not sure what happened to this bowl. I think it looks cool, but apparently nobody else does, because it's not that old. I got it in November of last year, so it's been in my inventory like 7 or 8 months. But finally, I've just been lowering the price on it all the time. Finally sold today from this 20% off sale, and I think I might have even sent an offer too, because it's been here long enough. I don't want it anymore, and it only sold for $11.50, so pretty cheap. You okay, bud? Are you okay? What's wrong? You need to go outside? I don't know what he wants. He was really excited to get down here when he was upstairs barking at the back door, so I let him come down, but now he's acting like he doesn't want to be here. Okay, I see people recommend filling the cavity. I'm not sure if that's important to do or not, but I'm gonna just do it. But like I said, this is only an $11 sale, so we can't spend too much time and money making sure it's 100%. You know, there's the right way to do this packing, and then there's the practical way to do it. And right now, I'm gonna do the practical way and not necessarily the right way. Because 11 bucks, I paid $4 for this. How much money are we making? I paid $3 for it. We're gonna make $4 on this thing. If we're lucky, you know, the cost of this box is probably $1. $1.15 or something like that. So, and this paper is not free either. You know, all of this stuff costs money. Throw that in there. Pineapple, go lay down. Lay down in your bed. It's fine. Lay down right there. You're fine. I don't think there's anything going on storm-wise tonight. I hope not. Dude, I need you to be somewhere. Go under there or go to your room. Go to your room. I made you a little room. Go in there. Pineapple, you can't be here. Go somewhere. Go under there. Stay under there. It's fine. Lay down, dude. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Good enough anyway. Where'd you go? This is going to be this is a pretty lightweight bowl. The box probably weighs more than the bowl does. 3 pounds 6. Pyrex, 12 by 12 by what, 10? 9. And this is going to TJ in Austin, Texas. All right, out of the way. All right, next thing I have is this dice game. It's called Tenzi. It seems like it's basically just a bunch of dice and some instructions in this tube. I was thinking about making my own box right now, just for fun. Like, this is the way I used to do it. Just get sheets of cardboard and cut them and fold them and make my own boxes. But I'm ready to be done here. I'm gonna go find a box this will fit in. I mean, will it fit in this? No. I'm just gonna find a box for it and be done tonight. Get this over with. That one goes there, that one goes there. I would kind of like a tube like this, but I should save these for golf clubs or something. If I have a tube like that, I might end up just doing my plan anyway, make a box. Because I don't have any boxes that are appropriate for this. So let's grab this. It's essentially like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay, I'm gonna use if I had a T-square down here, I would use that, but this will be fine. Okay, I have this, which is I bought explicitly for making boxes like this. So let's use it. This tool is actually for putting holes in paper to make like a pattern. If you were going to make this could be smaller. If you were going to make a stencil or like a sewing pattern, that's really what it's for. You use a sewing pattern and you trace around it to make holes, and then you can tamp chalk or charcoal through those holes onto the fabric that you're trying to use to make a sweater, or I guess not a sweater, maybe a skirt or a shirt. That's what it's for, but I'm using it just to make these perforations that make fold lines on this paper. I mean, on this cardboard. It will fold very easily and nicely on those lines. And I should have made tabs here. I used to do that, make these tabs that would fold in, but I'm trying to get this done in a hurry, so I didn't do it. Okay, how big is this? 3 inches. 3. Yesterday, I was taking Pineapple for a walk in the morning. It was like 8:50, something like that, just before 9. And as we were walking home, a young man was running down the street. Somebody lives right down the street from me. He was running down the street as fast as he could go, and as he passed me, he said, "I missed my bus. I'm going to be late for school." And I never really seen this kid before, but I said, "Would you like me to take you to school?" Which I guess is like probably some kind of creeper stuff to do. But he was like, "Would you really do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, I'll take you to school." So I drove him to school, and we talked the whole way. It was pretty nice. His school is like further away than I would have thought a high school student would be going. And I didn't really think about it until later, but Jessica, when I was telling her the story, she said, "Why is this kid in school now? School should be out." So I don't know. I'm not sure what was going on. Maybe I saw on his lawn today a sign that says, "Congratulations, graduate," or something like that. So maybe it's some kind of a college prep class. That's possible. He didn't have to be there until 9:30, so I don't know what classes would be starting that late. I have no idea how high school works these days, but it's possible they don't go until 9:30. I don't know. It was kind of nice though, just to kind of meet the neighbor and talk to him. We've been here for probably 5 years, and we do know some of the neighbors, but not that many really. The day before that, when I was walking Pineapple again, a different neighbor stopped and asked me if I wanted some cucumbers from their garden. So I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take some of those cucumbers." So I think we got a pretty nice neighborhood here. Everybody is very friendly and seem to be looking out for each other. Okay, so normally a box would have the little flaps that then would go inside here, but I didn't take the time to add those, so I'm just gonna tape these ends up and make this thing as solid as I can. Pineapple, why don't you chill out? What's wrong? Go lay down. I don't know why he wanted to come down here so bad. I think he gets a little, when both of us are home, Jessica and I think he gets a little confused by if we're not in the same room together. He just wants us all to be together. So she went to bed. He went with her, and then 10 minutes later, he's out here looking for me. I'm gonna finish this one now. I think that technically any box that goes through the post office is supposed to be at least 6 inches on one side, so we should have that covered. Dice, only 11 ounces. How big is it? 12 by, should be 4 by 4. And where are we going? So I'm gonna go through, oh, this is going to international. So EIS, good. I like these EIS orders. Okay, so I got this dice game for $1.25 at the Goodwill in December, the very end of December, 2 days after Christmas. And I sold it for $15.19. So this is another thing that's in the sale pile. So not a big sale, but a sale. So we're gonna find out for sure exactly the exact amount of money that we made in 1 second, because I'm gonna buy labels for all these packages and then come back and tell you all about how much money we made. Okay, exactly what I was just talking about is happening. This computer just shut itself down again. That is 4 or 5 times since I started working on this project here, packing these 4 boxes. So I ordered that computer from Best Buy. They said it's going to be here by August 11th, which is kind of far away, actually. Today is July 18th, so that's like 3 weeks. I cannot handle this computer for another 3 weeks. Anyway, I bought these labels. I was estimating we're going to make $60, but we're way less than that. And right now I'm printing these labels again. I really just needed one, but I printed the whole deal. So I put this on this box this way, and the barcode went around the corner, which I'm not sure if that's going to be a problem. So I'm going to put it on here with the barcode, so that they can scan the barcode totally on one side of the box without going around. And then let's put this on. I'm gonna have to cut it to cover up what I just put on there. Okay, so these 4 boxes are ready to go. I'm going to tell you about the proceeds that we made, which are small. So here we go. There was number 1, the dice game that's in this box right here. After fees and everything, shipping label, we made $12.85, and that's the second best sale of the day. So yeah, not great. The Pyrex bowl here, we only made $5.33, so not great either. The this is the cookie thing, the cookie mold, $7.18, and the Robert Heinlein science fiction books, $20.33. So the best sale today is only $20. This box looks rough. Unfortunately, probably should not have used it. I didn't realize how bad it was until just now, but everything's in here. It's in here already, so it's going out this way. Okay, so that's it for tonight. I'm gonna take these to the post office in the morning, and then tomorrow we'll probably do a video showing off some of the new inventory that's coming in, which is going to be more of those Harley-Davidson shirts and some other shirts. And then I'm going to probably crack into this closet, which has a bunch of stuff that's been sitting here. Some of this more than a year. I purchased more than a year ago, and there's a lot of decent inventory in here that needs to get listed. So we're going to work on this tomorrow. Probably get through 1 shelf, maybe. So stick around for that, and we'll see you next time. Bye.